if you are not patient in real estate, there's no way you can survive in real estate.
If you want to make real money in real estate, you have to give it 100%.
My first deal, I was like, oh, I'm going to get paid X amount, and then it got halved, and I didn't see that money until 4 months later.
Day one of about to become a real estate agent. How did it feel?
It was scary.
As real estate agents, if you are good and you know what you're doing, you can actually change people's lives.
He was only 9 months in.
I made 4 times more than I was making.
Oh my God.
I see. I didn't even know that.
In real estate, we all know that it's 24/7. If you want to make it and you want to grow big and you want to do big, it's 24/7 business.
It was $1 million buyer, and we just went under contract for a 1.27 house.
1.27 million.
Oh my God.
Unless you're heavily connected, just getting into the business, you have to be patient.
That person who's renting is eventually going to want to buy.
But in this crazy market with people throwing money around at houses, sometimes they don't fully understand what they're getting into.
Ooh.
I would have pitted them against each other and made them fight to the death.
I'm a firm believer. The more I learn, the more I earn, the more I grow to pay those who can help you.
You will not sell real estate if you sit at home all day.
In real estate, your clients are asking you questions around the clock. They're asking you questions at 9 p.m.
What's something you wish you could tell your younger self when starting off in real estate? I would tell myself that this is going to change my life. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a blessed day. And today we have a very special guest with us, Brent Phillips, who is with us today, and he is going to drop some gems. Now, if you guys don't know already, my name is Karam Khalil, and we have with us
Ben Wegmann.
And this is the Ben and Karam's podcast, where we talk real estate and business. Now, there's a 5-letter word that the only person who knows it or should know it on this table is Ben. But do you know the 5-letter word?
Value.
Oh, he knows.
Nice.
He knows.
What is it that you call him?
B-Man. See, he knew the letter or the word.
That's
it's already
awesome.
an amazing podcast.
My man,
Yeah.
Good job. We give value on this podcast. If we do not give value, we don't want to be here.
Right.
Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay. And on this podcast, this one specifically, for those who are listening on Spotify, we appreciate you. We are sorry that you can't see Brent's face, but he's a good-looking dude.
He's got the best
I'm
hair
here.
out of all of us.
Come on, bro. You gonna put me out like that?
Yeah, sorry, man. I put both of us out like that.
I know, you're good.
Yeah.
And those on Spotify, we appreciate you. We value you, and thank you so much. And then for everyone on YouTube, we hope you're enjoying these podcasts with the video form as well. Make sure, guys, if you enjoy this, if you get any value, hit the free like button. It's for free, costs nothing. We'd appreciate that. And we're going to dive right in. Is there anything that I'm missing, or are you guys ready to talk?
Hey, man, I think you covered all the bases.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's one basis I have to mention.
Okay.
We have a Discord group.
Yes.
Link's going to be in the bio. Not the bio. That's I put that on Instagram. Link's going to be in the description below and in the comment section. Join that Discord group. You're going to be around like-minded hustlers in the real estate and business world. You guys will really appreciate it. Now, Brent, how long have you been in real estate for?
9 months.
9 months. So what you guys are going to get out of this podcast today is somebody who's been in real estate for less than 1 year. All right, so many of you who are watching this is going to be a straight motivation for you. Someone who hasn't been in it too long, but is crushing it. And actually, he's on your team.
He is.
He's on Ben's team.
He's a killer, man. He's a killer.
I would think that you only put killers on your team, right?
Absolutely.
In real estate, of course.
Yeah.
How do you see Brent performing?
Dude, next year, like, he already did great his first 9 months. Like,
Okay.
2022, he's gonna explode, bro. He's gonna do amazing. No,
I know
he's
Ben's
great.
been telling me that he just hustles. Brent goes from place to place to place to place. I saw your stories on Instagram the other day, and it's like you're at grand home meetings and you're showing a property, then you're doing a lease, then you're doing a sale, then you're at a consultation. That is amazing. So we want you to give value to everyone who's watching this podcast right now. And I want you to take us back. Day one of about to become a real estate agent. How did it feel? How was your family? Were they supportive? How did you feel that you had to quit your job or transition from your job? Did you go to college? What, kind of give us a scoop of who you are and then how all that transitioned to real estate.
It was scary. But rewinding, I went to Texas Tech for undergrad, got my degree in kinesiology, started in architecture. So went through freshman year in architecture, then quit architecture my first day of sophomore year.
Wow.
Switched to kinesiology, sports medicine. A year into that, my junior year now, I was like, well, I want to go into sports business, the other side of sports. And then went to grad school at SMU back here in Dallas for grad school for sport management.
So you did when you say undergrad, it's a 4-year bachelor degree.
Exactly.
Then you went into sports medicine after that for your master's?
Sport management for a
Sport
year.
management.
Yep.
Okay. And so you finished a total of 6 years of college.
5.
5 years.
He's way smarter than us.
You think so?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
He is. He's super humble. He's way smarter than us.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went from that. Then did you go work with your degree?
I did. I went to work for a sports agency, working in sports marketing, essentially, selling sports signage and sponsorship for different sports teams and leagues.
How long, like 1 month, 1 year, 3 years? How long were you
About
doing?
2.5 years.
Ooh, so that was your thing. That's what you went into.
That's what I thought I'd be in for the rest of my life, pretty much.
Really? Okay. So you went from that. How in the world did you go from that? Was it paying well?
Not during COVID.
Not during COVID. So pre-COVID it was paying all right. During COVID it wasn't paying all right.
Pre-COVID I was making a living. During COVID with some hour cutbacks, it was okay. It was livable though.
Okay. And then from there, was it because COVID and the hour cutbacks and the money not being as you thought? Is that why you transitioned to real estate? Because you were like, I see Ben going to Starbucks, Chick-fil-A. Ben's enjoying life, making money.
The
I
good
can
life.
do it too. I can jump in
water.
it. Yeah, exactly. I can jump in it too. Or was there something else that made you get into the real estate world?
On paper, it would look like it was the pay and the job itself that I was leaving, but in reality, it was my dad passing away from cancer in last December. That made me self-reflect at the beginning of 2021. That made me think, okay, what's my purpose in life? How can I help others? And that's when I turned to Ben in real estate and started to really reevaluate how I could help others and make a difference in the community.
Wow. Ben, that's powerful.
Amazing story.
That is unreal. So, I'm sorry to hear for your loss on that aspect. I know it's tough. To make that transition, was that something, if you're okay talking about that, was that something that woke you up to want to make a transition to help people in any aspect, whether it's in business or in real estate and such, that made you motivated to transition to real estate because you knew it helped people?
For sure. I mean, I got my degree in sport management. So I was set in a job that I loved with people that I loved working with. But, one tragic event in the family made me reevaluate everything.
Wow.
And, from the start, it's funny, I never expected to make the switch. Again, like I said, I expected to be in that job for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not that I wasn't enjoying it, but after that happened, I was just like, wow, okay, do I want to be stuck in front of a computer all day, or do I want to get out and help make a difference in people's lives?
Wow, that is powerful. For those who are watching this or listening to this, me and you, Ben, were talking on podcast, I think number 5 or 6. We're doing a lot of podcasts, so it's tough to remember. But we were talking about how Ben's client literally told him, I think it was a phone call, Ben, you have changed my life, right?
Yeah.
And that hit me hard. And at that moment when Ben said that story, I knew this, but sometimes you don't realize what you already know, that as real estate agents, if you are good and you know what you're doing, you can actually change people's lives, helping them buy the dream home, sell the dream home, buy the next dream home, helping them lease a business, help them get in a successful location to lease a business, buy a property, sell a property, like in all aspects. And that can help someone's life be changed if you're doing it the right way. So Brent, you entering this with a goal of helping people. You know what's crazy, guys? When you do good in life, you always get paid back in folds, is what I believe.
Yeah.
When you take care of someone, God blesses you in his own way. He knows what's good for you, what's good for you, what's good for me. Sometimes you're like, man, everybody's successful, everybody's making money, everybody's doing their thing, but it's just not your time right now. God's got that set for you. And for you to make that transition in a very vulnerable position where your dad's passing was something that's, it's not easy to do. So I want to transition to, how is your family's support to that? Because you're talking about, now I'm going into real estate, no commissions. I mean, you basically don't know when you're going to make your commissions. It's not a salary. It's not paid hourly. You don't know when your next dollar is going to come. Sometimes for me, I always say it, 4, 5, 6 months not making a dollar, right?
Right.
It takes time. And that stuff that happens, how did you convince your family, or did you have to convince them to make that switch?
Well, I took convincing too. I mean, I was not aware at all of how real estate worked. I thought, maybe I'll be salaried and get commissions. Maybe I'll just be commission only. So that's why I reached out to Ben initially, just to pick his brain. I know you don't like that phrase. Sorry, Ben.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I reached out to connect with him.
Yeah.
And just really wanted to hear how it works. And And, it was scary for me and my family because, yes, during COVID, I wasn't getting paid, a great amount.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was a paycheck that I would get every 2 weeks.
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I could budget accordingly. And it was safe. It was safe. That's really all it came down to. And so convincing myself and my family was hard.
Wow.
I was scared. I mean, I didn't know, I'm going to raise a family soon. I'm about to get married this year. There's certain milestones that I'm coming at in my life. And
Are you engaged right now?
I am.
That's awesome. Okay. And you already plan to get married. So you already have that's where you guys want to head to.
Yes, we're going through the planning right now.
He's got a lot going on right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't tell the audience who's watching right now is so there's a lot of people who reach out to Ben. So how were you able to reach out to Ben? What's y'all's history? How did that even come to play?
Yeah,
I'll let you take that.
Yeah, we went to high school together. Do you remember what class it was that we had?
I believe it was economics.
Okay.
And then like an earth science class.
Yeah, I remember the earth science class, and we just kind of hit it off immediately. We had a mutual friend who kind of introduced us to each other, and we've always been very like-minded. So I mean, we just clicked instantly. And
so when you saw Brent send you a DM on Instagram or a text or wherever that was, it was like, let's see what's up.
It was I knew
Memory lane.
Memory lane. Yeah, we've always been doing stuff together though. We had our own clothing line. This was probably early college.
Mm-hmm.
We've always been doing something. So when he said he wanted to get into real estate, I knew it was like his game on. Like, yeah, let's bring him on.
Do you think that when he requested, and not requested, but he's like, Ben, I want to get into real estate, you're like, it's a home run for you because you're like, I'm already growing my team and I would love to have someone I already know on it?
For both of us, yeah. I mean,
nice.
It's great I get to grow my team, and I know his personality, I know his work ethic, and I knew it would be a home run for him too. And when you say it's worked out pretty well?
It has.
Yeah.
It's changed my life. And what's cool about our story together is when Ben got his license in real estate, I was considering doing it at the same time because he had talked to me about it. He was like, hey, I think about getting my real estate license. What do you think? Like, do you want to do it with me? And I was like, maybe. And, perhaps.
And how many years ago is this?
Back
5-6 years?
2015, 2016?
Yeah, back when I first started. Probably 2015, I would say.
6 years, 6+ years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're talking 6 years ago, plus Ben was getting his license, and then you have Brent who was also thinking to get it. Brent decided to not get his license and go to college. Ben decided to get his license, and you see him banging real estate right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny how the circle comes back where Brent pulled back up. You learned a lot though in college. You learned a lot with relationships, connections, school, with the corporate world. So there's never lost time. But it's crazy. Every decision you make takes someone somewhere else. Where Ben made the decision 6+ years ago, you made your decision and it kind of just split. I want to emphasize though, and guys who are watching and listening, we're going to talk about commissions. We're going to talk about Brent making money, deals that he's doing, stories and all that. But I want to emphasize on how you said it was scary. I get messages, I know you do too, where someone's like, I want to do real estate full time, but I work a full-time job. I want to transition, but my family doesn't support it. I want to do this, but I don't know if I can make money. You were scared from what aspect, and how did you overcome that?
I was scared to let my previous job down. I had come such a long way in those 2.5 years of making progress, learning from the best in the business. And one of my biggest fears was, gosh, I've made a commitment to this company now. If I just leave as soon as I'm about to take the next step in my career there, how's that going to look? With all these people that have put so much time and effort and equity into my growth as a professional, especially after my dad's passing, with so much support that they gave me and my family.
Yeah.
I was scared economically, not sure, knowing, I've got a girlfriend who's now a fiance who needs to depend on me for a family eventually. How am I going to make money? And yeah, it was just scary from a lot of different perspectives, and then not letting my family down because I've gone through a degree that's paid for, that I'm still paying off, that's what I went to school for, and now I'm just going to throw it away.
So it's like you go to do something, you get all this debt or you pay all these bills. Now I'm not using what I paid for and went into debt for. And then on top of that, if I potentially fail, what's going to be said from not even from anyone, from my inner family? You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have made that risk. We knew it wasn't a good one, etc. That's a lot to overcome. That's crazy.
It was a lot to think about, and I had a long, good think about it. And Ben's conversation helped when I initially reached out to him, but it was a tough decision. And initially, I kept working full time while I took my courses because I wasn't ready to just quit my job, take the courses, and see what happened.
Smart.
I kept working. I did the courses after work every night and on the weekends, and just said, hey, let me just try it. Like, it's $500
Super
for the
smart.
courses. Let me just buy it, see if I like it. If I don't, I'll keep working. If I like it, we'll see what happens.
That is so smart. People say that they want to stop their work, they want to stop school to get their license, and I mean, you got it right there. You don't have to do none of that. You can do it as you're doing that simultaneously.
I want to touch on the college thing
Yeah.
real quick. It's so funny. There's another person at our brokerage, and they literally have a biology degree. They were like, I'm never going to use this. Like real estate's like my future. So there's a lot of people in the real estate field, who have gone through college.
Yeah.
I don't want people to feel like, and I know Brent's not saying this, that they went to college and they did this 4-year degree plan, maybe even sometimes more, and then they get into real estate thinking they threw away all this time. I mean, it's not really the case.
I love that.
If you can make a killing in real estate, then why wouldn't you do that?
I love that. And you never throw away.
Yeah.
Knowledge, experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You never throw away what you went through if you look at it in the positive aspect. You said you went to SMU and then you said Texas Tech also.
Mm-hmm.
Like going there, both of those places, 2 different worlds, 2 different cultures, 2 different people, not people, but universities. Like you're taking away something, no matter how many years you say that you lost or through. I think that's a scary leap. Ben, whenever he reached out to you, were you like pushing him and get into it and you can do it and we'll do well and I'll feed you and I'll help you and I'll guide you? How were you when that came?
Yeah, I remember telling you were going to make a lot in your first year, right? Yeah, and he did. So,
okay, let's ask this question. By the way, I know everybody on this podcast loves me. You know why? Because I extract information.
Yeah. Wait, real quick before you do this, Brent, would you say that your first year you made substantially more than you were originally getting paid?
Yes.
Yeah, and he was only 9 months in.
I made 4 times more than I was making.
Oh my
God. I see. I didn't even know that.
Oh my God.
9 months in, he was making 4 times more than he was making at his previous
That's where
job.
I was going. So
love it.
If you guys like the extraction of what we do, we extract nice information for y'all. Please hit that like button and also give us a comment and tell us what you like about this podcast and stuff. Show support. We appreciate it. Brent, the question Ben just asked, let's emphasize a little because that's wild.
That is wild.
So you're making X amount of money in your sports, you said management, business in your degree when you were working there. And then you transitioned to real estate He was afraid he might not be able to make money to sustain and all that. And you're saying your first year in real estate, you're 9 months in, you haven't even broke your first year.
Right.
You did what?
4 times what I was making.
Dude, that is insane. I love that.
And then you tell me real estate changed my life. You say that, and then you wonder, you might wonder why Ben says that. It's like,
here's the thing.
Crazy.
If you work very hard and you set goals for yourself, you will make a killing in real estate. It will change your life. Brent is one of those people. He set goals. He knew what he was going to do, and he went and he did it. He took the risk. And
dude, that is wild.
I'm loving this. This is awesome.
That is fire.
Nice. And I wasn't necessarily afraid of my work ethic. I mean, sure, anybody can think, oh, I can be an entrepreneur. I can work for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just start a clothing company.
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant of that too. I wasn't sure, yes, I've always been motivated and a hard worker, but I was like, I've always been in the mold of somebody tells me what to do, I do it.
Nice.
If you don't tell me what to do, I'm kind of lost.
Okay.
Sure.
So real estate was a jump in that aspect too, of like the day-to-day, it's on me, here's my schedule, what am I going to do? I was afraid of that a little bit, but I knew work ethic wasn't ever a problem. It was just, okay, how am I going to get business?
Yeah. How are you going to make it work?
Now you're thriving at it. Thriving, literally.
That's
an understatement.
Yeah.
4 times as much.
I couldn't have done without
What is it? What is that you call him?
B-man.
4 times, B-man.
Yes,
I think that is crazy. It honestly gives me goosebumps. When you're thinking of, okay, so let's break it down a little bit. Every month, we're not going to go into the depths and the numbers and all, but every month, can you say that 1 year of working with your degree, you could work in real estate based on your numbers right now for 3 months and take off the other 9 months?
Yes.
Theoretically, but he's
theoretically
going to do that. Yeah.
Maybe even 2 months.
Yeah.
Like,
that's insane.
He's
bragging now. I'm just kidding.
No, he's literally just sharing with it, and I love this. So, Brent's saying that he was working at a job. This job was making him X amount of money in real estate. When he transitioned, with that money his job was making, he made that within 2 months of being in real estate. Essentially, meaning for 10 months he can live the same lifestyle, doing nothing, just gaining weight on the couch.
Insane.
Crazy. But Brent likes to jog, so he doesn't gain weight on the couch.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to clarify one thing. I mean, it was hard in the beginning. I only did 1 apartment lease in the
we're
first
about
4
to get
months.
into that for sure. We're going to get into how much. Let's jump right into it. How many hours a day could you say you worked for those 9 months to get to what you have? Let's just say clock it in from morning to night. Where do you start? Where do you end?
I usually start and get to the office around 7:30, and then I'm done working around 8 or 8:30.
So if you get there at 7:30, what time are you getting up?
Nice.
5:45, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so
Nice.
you got to get up early.
Nice.
And then so you get there at 7:30 and you're leaving when?
Usually around 6:30 or 7.
Dedication.
So you're talking about an hour of his podcasting, listening to this podcast. You're talking about an hour he's driving, listening to something that levels him up. You're talking about he's brainstorming, he's got clientele, he's got deals that he has to work the day, he's planning. So he's working essentially for that hour too. Essentially the minute he wakes up until he goes basically to the house or takes off, he's hustling. So you're talking 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Like you weren't doing that in your normal job, right?
I was.
Oh, you were?
I was, but not for as much pay.
Okay, so were they paying you overtime?
Before COVID, yes.
Okay, so and that's when you said you were kind of making good money.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're talking about that he's working these substantial hours, and these substantial hours led him, because in real estate, we all know that it's 24/7. If you want to make it and you want to grow big and you want to do big, it's 24/7 business.
Yep.
Now, you can take off when you want, you can vacation when you want, you can go to Starbucks when you want. That's all said and done, yes. But at the end of the day, when a client calls, you got to pick up the call if you want to make the deal. You're commission based. So that's impressive. That's real cool stuff. So you took the leap of faith. Was your fiance on board with it and supportive with it?
She was. Both her and my mom and my brother. Basically, my whole inner circle was on board with it. They were supportive. They knew I could crush it if I put my mind to it. But yeah, I mean, they were all a little hesitant going to strictly commission. But yeah.
And now he's even influenced who to join real estate?
My brother.
Yeah, his brother's joining.
Oh,
his little brother.
B-Man Jr.
I know.
That is crazy. You know, it's crazy. There's one thing to get your friend into real estate, but another thing is to get your brother into real estate. And I know I would never advise a family member or really anybody to get into something that's not working. So you clearly see that it's working. You're performing. You're making money. So you're 100% going to support your brother to do that. How old is he?
He's 23.
Is he going to college also?
Yes, he's about to graduate.
Nice. And so he's about to graduate and he's going to real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. Here's I want to ask you something for everybody who's watching this. One advice for those people who are watching this that have to get that leap of faith into real estate. Family maybe not so supportive. They're full-time work. They're busy. They don't know how to make the transition. What's advice that you can give them that can help them, that helped you jump over that hump? Like the camel, like a camel, how it has a hump? Like that kind of hump. What is it?
Here's two humps. One, don't overcommit without knowing.
There actually is two humps.
Yeah, he's about to give them to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't overcommit without knowing the full situation you're getting yourself into.
Nice.
And second, prepare your finances accordingly.
Guys,
Nice.
I'm not kidding you. I don't even have my laptop. This is not scripted. Like, that was fire. So we're gonna have to dissect that real quick. He said, "Don't overcommit." Can you explain what that means?
Basically, just fully assess real estate as a full-time job or part-time job if that's what you're considering, and just really assess all of your options before getting into it, because it's not as easy as just getting into it and making money straight away.
Did you assess it? How did you assess it when you did the transition?
I knew I wanted to make it a full-time job, and I knew briefly what it would take to have success as a full-time job, but I kind of prepared myself for expectations. Okay, it might take me 2, 3, 4 months before I get my first house sale, or whatever the case may be.
So you did that. Ben, I know that you're a big, you can go ahead and say what you say.
He didn't get into the business after watching $1 Million Listing and think, oh, I'm 1 month in, where's my $10 million listing?
Not at all.
Isn't that how this works?
I swear.
I watched Selling Sunset. Where are all the cool houses?
Right.
Yeah. No, you have to get it out of the mud in real estate, man. And he understood that.
That's awesome. I know that you're a big believer in real estate and kind of going all into real estate. If Brent, you known him personally, if he were to say, I wanted to get into it part-time, how would you advise him on that?
I mean, he would be the same with anyone. Like, I know there are people who do it part-time and they do okay. Mm-hmm. The ones that do okay, they've probably been doing it for a few years. That's the reason why they're doing okay. Mm-hmm. I feel like real estate, you have to give it 100%. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. If you want to make real money in real estate, you have to give it 100%.
Got it. Okay.
Because all of your competition, they're giving it 100%. They're going to do better than you. They're going to win the listing appointments because they have experience, because they're doing it full time. Mm-hmm. Unless you're just super well connected, you can't just do it part-time.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. People might get upset with that, but
no, and it makes sense.
yeah.
Even if you did it part-time and you're making 50 grand, you can make 100 if you went full-time, for example. So going all in and head first was it. So you said don't overcommit, and then what was the other one that you said? It was
prepare financially.
Financially. So what would you say for those who are watching? What's a financial way to prepare? Hey, I'm becoming a real estate agent. I got to prepare financially. Is it like I got to have $1,000 in the bank or what?
I would just say budget out what your monthly expenses are and save roughly 2 or 3 months of that.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't get my first deal, and it was an apartment lease. I didn't do that for my first 4 months. So
and how much was that commission on the apartment lease that you did?
$500, and I didn't get paid. I did the deal in May. I didn't get paid on it until September.
Touch on that, because apartment leases, they take forever, right?
That's huge. Okay, so you got $500.
Yeah.
And it took you how long?
It took me. I got the deal done in May, and I didn't get paid until September.
May, June, July, August. So 4 months. So you got the deal, and then 4 months later he got paid.
You have to hound the apartment complexes to pay you. They think you'll forget or something. Like they take forever to pay.
And I thought apartment leases, and you guys both know this, but apartment leases pay either 100% of 1 month's rent, or sometimes 50%, or even less than that. I went into the deal thinking I was getting 100%, but turns out that the day before our tour of the apartment, they changed it to 50%.
Of course they did.
They're such hustlers.
And so my first deal, I was like, oh, I'm going to get paid X amount, and then it got halved, and I didn't see that money until 4 months later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there. So, do you do apartment relocating and such right now, or do you do apartment leases often right now? Is that where do you feel like there's a good business in that aspect?
There is. There is.
And is it something long term? I guess you're doing the play on like helping them now lease so later they can be buyers.
Exactly. You know, a lot of people might look down on apartment leasing, but I see it as a really good way to get into someone's life in real estate.
Nice. Now let me ask you this. I know you work with Ben, and I know that ultimately you could say you were his mentor because you get into real estate not knowing anything, looking at contracts, looking at deals, fighting with clients, helping clients, fighting with other agents, all that, trying to figure things out. You can go relate to Ben and say 1, 2, 3 is going on. How can I kind of move afloat?
Rockabye, baby.
Did you relay that message to Brent that apartment leases are important because they transition to money eventually for buyers?
Yeah. I pretty much told him what I did my full first year, which was pretty much all leases. And then following year, a bunch of those people turned into buyers. And that's how my business grew. So, yeah, I mean, he's nice. Yeah, he's doing it on his own, and he's killing it. Yeah.
So those who are watching, new real estate agents getting into the apartment leases or even home leases, doesn't matter. $500 he made on that lease. Now, did you treat them different than a tenant or a client who would make $50K for you on a lease, or the same exact thing?
The same exact thing. It's a totally different process, but the effort and the time spent is the exact same, no matter if it's an apartment or a house.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And that person who he made on a lease $500 from, that person will eventually, did they like you?
They liked me.
Who couldn't like Brent?
I just have to make sure.
Yeah.
It was my brother's referral, and he's actually looking for a new apartment this coming April.
Nice.
So he's going to change, and he reached out to me.
So let's say another $500, if not $1,000 or $1,500. Yeah. Hopefully they don't change the rule on you again, and give him 100%.
Right.
And that's going to eventually, that person who's renting is eventually going to want to buy. Yeah. And the person who helped them lease, they'll hopefully come back to. Now, let me throw in this tip real quick. The person who ends up leasing, don't throw them off your database because you helped them get a lease and that's all. Follow up, tell them happy birthday, check in how they're doing, see if everything is going good, because that one day they want to move or they have a friend, they'll kind of remember you. You get what I'm saying?
That's great.
So you said finances. So you said budget 2 to 3 months of that, of being able to, I guess, survive every month. Personally speaking, I think that's very aggressive. I don't think that's conservative. And what I mean by that is I think you need more than that. But everybody has their take on it. For you, 2 to 3 months, I would say personally 6 months, because it takes time to get paid. He got paid. Your first deal took 4 months to get, then 3-4 months after to get paid. It's almost like 8 months. I know he's working other deals, and maybe that one came in a month later and so forth, but it takes time, guys. So 6 months of, let's say my bills are $10,000 a month. I got to save 60 grand before getting into real estate. That's very conservative, right? But I'd rather be conservative than go aggressive and then be like, dang, this took a lot longer than I thought. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you hammering and making money and doing the right things also has a lot to do with a good team, with a good mentor, with a good person who can help guide and escalate things faster.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer the more I learn, the more I earn, the more I grow to pay those who can help you. Like, I cannot imagine how fast I have expedited lessons by paying someone who's already done it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's very important.
Like, I can't even believe, like, back in the day, I would be like, no, I'll just learn. I'll watch some YouTube videos. I'll do this and I'll do that. Came to realize that one piece of advice can save me or make me 5, 10, 15, 20 grand. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in the Discord group that we have, link below, everybody who wants to join the Discord
The
group.
plug.
Right?
Love it.
I'm not kidding you. You're joining that.
The value is insane.
It's
Yeah.
unreal.
I'll take it from you.
Yeah.
It's $39 a month, or you can pay a yearly subscription for $390, so you can save 2 months.
True.
If you close one deal from that group, it's paid for like 3, 4, 5 years.
Like,
if you close one deal from it, easy. Yeah. So there's a ton of value in there. Like Karam said, it'll be in the link. Look at me being a YouTuber. But yeah, no, I love the Discord group. We built a great community of people in that group, and yeah, man, we're helping everyone out.
It makes me shocked that people can't realize that if you pay a little bit of money, you'll get unreal amounts of return on it.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? We look for investments that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9% that are safe, passive, investments that can make 15% returns per year on our money. You're talking about a group that can essentially make you thousands of percents. If you can invest in the stock market and make thousands of percents every year, wouldn't you do it?
It's like Bitcoin.
Look at this. Taking the $39 a month or the
Bitcoin. Sorry, buddy.
It's like BitConnect.
Yeah. It's so fun to say.
Look, take $39 a month or $390 a year, divide that by how much money it makes you, and that's like your return. Or it's the flip side. That's like your return.
Yeah.
And I think that it's crazy on that. So we're going to trace back to you. So you got into real estate. You were scared to get into real estate. Your first deal took a while to get through. How has it been ever since that first deal for you?
It's been amazing. I mean, I obviously couldn't be here without the help of Ben and all the advice and support he's given me. But it's funny. Those 4 months went by, and I was like, "Am I doing something wrong? What isn't working here?" Because it's been 4 months. I'm almost out of savings. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Scary.
And
that's scary.
August came, and it was just like that, where deals started coming through. Closed the first house deal for a buyer, and it just took off from there.
Congratulations. I know that there is a big deal in the pipeline right now that y'all just got, executed.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, so Brent, Ben, someone pick it up.
I'll start, and he can take it from there because he's kind of been leading it. So I'll pass on some leads to Brent when I get a little bit overwhelmed. And there was this caller. He kept calling me when I was like in showings or I was doing something else. I literally, like, every time I would check, it was him. Like, I could never get him on a good time.
Yeah.
So I was like, Brent, please reach out to this person. They've been trying to contact me. They probably want a house. So I sent him the lead, and I was like, just for fun, like, watch this be $1 million buyer. And sure enough, Brent, if you want to take it from there,
don't tell me it was $1 million buyer.
Tell him what we just did.
It was $1 million buyer, and we just went under contract for a 1.27 house.
Yeah, 1.27 million.
Oh my God. That's why you take every single prospect as serious as possible, which is crazy to know that one phone call you have no clue can convert. So it's an executed deal, 1.27.
That deal, they're building it from the ground up. He's not even a year in, and he's already done $1 million deal.
Dude, that's huge.
Killer.
Congratulations. That is huge.
Yeah.
I know that you were at those meetings for the new build construction. How are those going? How long are those, and are they extensive? What kind of input can you give on that?
No, they're very valuable, and especially for your buyers. Sometimes you can have 2, 3, or even 4 appointments at the design center. It just depends on how much money your buyers spend in customizations. Mm-hmm. But, first one for us was about 4 hours or so, and the second one was about 8 hours or so.
Wow. You're talking straight?
8 hours straight.
What is this, a school class? What are you in school?
He didn't leave the place until 10:30 last night.
Dude, that is impressive.
Yeah, put it in that work.
Yeah.
We got the deal done. We got all the options picked out and everything. So
are you like, ooh, I like this brass faucet?
There's a lot of nice choices in there.
Okay, let me ask this. We got to give this value to the viewers watching. 1.27, 3% commission, right? 45K.
Yeah, 40
about
and some change.
About $35,000 to $45,000. Okay. Now, from that, when you're helping your clients for the 8 hours, for the 5 hours in the design center, where you're basically upgrading things in the home, you want marble, you want to have level 5 granite countertops or quartz or wherever. When you're doing that, do you get paid also on those upgrades for the house? How much do they upgrade the house with?
Upwards of 90,000 or so.
Wow. So 100 grand.
On top of the base price.
So we're talking on top of the base price, 100 grand. So 100 grand on 3% is essentially an extra $3,000. Does that work for new builds? Do you get that for new builds?
No. We just get paid on the base price.
Good. And by the way, I know that. Yeah.
No, but that's good because people will know, like, when we're at the design studio, we aren't trying to like
upsell or anything.
And
I'm asking them do that. I know the answer, but I'm trying to give you guys the value on that.
Do you know the answer, Carl?
Yeah, I do. I know the answer, but I want basically to say that for 5 hours, for 8 hours, Brent's there hustling and doing it with them, not upselling to make more money, and eventually he gets that 100 grand in upgrade, but you don't get any commission on it.
Yeah,
you know, might have been a question for somebody who's watching. So still, you're probably like, who cares? An extra 2-3 grand. They're making 40 bands. Who cares about the extra 2-3? We're just trying to make sure that you guys get value from this podcast. The 5-letter word, the value word, is what we like to give on here. So that's crazy, and that's impressive. What did you think whenever he came back and he was like, it's $1 million client?
Well, that surprised me, but him closing it didn't surprise me at all. It's like, it's another deal. Like, let's move on to the next one.
Nice.
That's just how we operate. I mean,
I love it.
We're knocking them out of the park, man.
Well, and it just goes to show that while some people might not be upfront initially with their budget, you never know what that budget's going to be. So you always want to treat people fairly and equally, just as you would any other person, whether it's an apartment lease, $1 million buyer, first-time home buyer, whatever the case may be.
That's awesome. That's very good. How long did it take you to get that one secured? Like effort-wise, work-wise, hour-wise, and such? Like, was it a 1 week thing? You're just, running around hauling it for 1 week? Was it 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
We found it in about a week, and then we went under contract in 2 weeks.
Nice. So 2 week process. That's awesome. 2 week process, but I'm sure you were hustling to make it work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely was.
That is crazy. I love it.
So proud of him.
I love it. That is awesome.
Yeah.
9 months in the business.
It's been incredible.
And you're shining in the real estate. I hope this gives people who are watching confidence. Do you guys think that this is that new agent who wants to get that confidence, do you think they're gonna get some from this video?
It's great that they can, learn from him.
That's really why we wanted you on here, Brent. We were literally like thinking, we want to give the value to the audience, and we talk real estate, and it's like, it's so easy to talk on do this and open houses and knock on doors and cold call and go do mailers and postcards. It's easy to say it when you're now making money and God's blessed you, but we like for them to hear it from someone who's just in it,
who's actually doing it, who's putting in the hours, who's getting up early, who's going to the office every day, who's probably the last one at the office, turning off all the lights.
Nice.
And who's killing it and who's changing their life, who's literally making 4 times what they made in their previous job. That doesn't just fall into your lap. You have to work for it. And he's proof of it.
And you've said, oftentimes me and you spoke, and sometimes I would throw out the word, yeah, but they're lucky, or yeah, they're just normal people, or yeah, it's okay. And you've always emphasized, Karam, there's a difference between somebody actually putting in the work and then getting lucky, and then somebody just getting lucky.
Absolutely.
And you're a firm believer that everything done takes work. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, the work you put in is the work that you're going to get. I went to mechanical engineering school for 1 semester, and then I ended up not going to get that degree. But I learned one thing.
What's that?
Be effective and be efficient.
Okay.
But then there's another thing I learned. There's a third thing.
Okay.
Input, output.
Nice.
I probably learned that from Jesse because we do a lot of audio stuff with this podcast.
Yeah, it carried over to the podcast.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But the input you put, there's got to be an output for it. Mm-hmm. If you don't get the output today, be patient, right? As in real estate, you have to be patient. We just can't emphasize that enough. I honestly don't know how much to emphasize being patient. Me, you, and you. 3 people on this table right now where we understand the value of being patient. If you are not patient in real estate, there's no way you can survive in real estate. Yeah. Wouldn't you say the whole game is being patient? Patient for your commission, clients.
Unless you're heavily connected, just getting into the business, you have to be patient.
Right? And let me touch on that. Even if you're heavily connected, you close a deal, you got to be patient for your commission.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have deals right now that are on like the 28th day, 29th day that are about to die. And I waited the whole month for the commission, and then the deal just dies.
Yeah. It happens.
It's an emotional roller coaster. We were talking about this, I think, earlier today, how emotional real estate is. It's like Brent's dying to make this commission check, right? He really wants to make it. And the client's like, I don't know about this floor, and I don't know about this. Brent's in his head. He's like, please just buy the house, right?
That's how it is.
Right? And he wants to guide them, and he wants to help them and everything. But at the same time, he's like, I got a bill I got to pay. And you're dying for it. And then he gets in a contract, and Brent's like, thank God. And then he goes and announces to his family, like, thank God we're going to survive for this month. And then everything is flowing. And then what happens? The appraisal happens. And then the appraisal happens, but guess what? You got a partial waiver. So you're straight. The appraisal comes back in, the partial waiver covers it. But guess what? The person who's buying the house didn't really realize what they put in as a partial waiver, and they're like, no, we don't want this anymore.
Right.
True story I just shared that happened with Brent, right?
On his first listing.
Can you share a little bit on that?
Yeah.
That's an emotional roller coaster in my opinion, especially for him who just transitioned from a full-time job to then that. That's stressful.
Yeah, I mean, it's circumstances that I obviously didn't plan for because everything that we were doing on our end was going according to plan. But in this crazy market with people throwing money around at houses, sometimes they don't fully understand what they're getting into.
Ooh,
so
that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I got an offer on a house the other day. Check this. 2 agents, complete rookies. Like, they don't know nothing, in my opinion. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you're a rookie, that's no problem. But we
just run laps around them.
we can sniff you guys out.
The inexperience.
you smell me when I got to the table.
Yeah. So check it.
Yeah.
So look at this. I got 2 offers.
Uh-huh.
One was $15K over ask. One was $5K over ask. Appraisal waivers, all that. They were paying buyer's title policy survey, all that. And I was like, these are great offers. But I knew they were unexperienced agents. I didn't present it to my client yet. I was like, let me first make sure that these are legit offers. I called the agent. I'm like, do you know what this means? Do you know what this really means? Did you really relay this to your client? Every single thing I told him, I go, let me get back to you. Let me get back to you. Let me get back to you. To only find out that both of the offers were essentially all not the right offers.
Interesting.
Like they were dead offers.
You know what I would have done?
The get.
I would have pitted them against each other and made them fight to the death.
Brutal.
You're nice though.
Yeah, brutal. Because what happened was I was like, I'm gonna sign them up in contract with my client. When I put them in contract, 2 weeks gonna pass, appraisal's gonna fail. They're not gonna be able to come up with the money. It's an FHA loan. They don't even know what they're getting in. They don't have any reserves. And I'm like, this is not gonna work out. Yeah. So yeah, guys, in this market, when you get offers, we do have to, as more experienced agents, vet those offers because some people throw in wild offers. You know why? They just want to secure it and then end up not performing on it. And then your clients are left trying to buy or trying to sell or trying to do a lease back, or it just all gets complicated and it's wild. I know you had a deal that you're currently maybe working, or by the way, Brent's got a lot of deals that he's doing. That's impressive. And I'm remembering these deals where you're saying that someone is now charging essentially per day because the client didn't perform on buying the house or selling the house in a certain time because of something.
Right, because of the level of a federal tax lien on the
Okay,
house.
so I think you're on the.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Federal tax
very,
lien?
very fun.
Yeah,
dealing with the IRS.
Nice and fun.
It is fun. When I would buy houses from the foreclosure auctions, we would have to clean those off, the houses, when we're buying them, or pay them when we buy the house. But anyways, the seller has a federal tax lien, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the seller's has to figure out how to pay that before the house closes. So he's now calling the IRS, which if you're trying to call the IRS, good luck to get them on the phone, especially in this market.
Right.
And he's not able to get them on the phone. Then he got them on the phone. And then you said the buyer said what?
Well, we've had to push closing back a few times now. So at this point, the buyers are pissed.
Yeah.
As they should be. I mean, it's not something we saw coming.
It happens.
Yeah.
We didn't see it coming. So now we're basically going to need to extend closing again, but have a charge per day for the sellers.
That is so stressful. So now they're going to extend closing again and again and again, which they've have. Then the sellers are going to have to pay a per day fee for delaying it on the buyers. Do they have to negotiate that, or is that going to happen just as is if they want to stay as buyers? The seller's like, we'll do that for you if you want to stay as buyers.
Exactly.
Or they're still trying to work it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's stressful. So like Brent's like, I hope I make this commission money. And then this pops up. Federal tax lien? What?
Yep.
What does this even have to do with me as a realtor? But you deal with people's federal tax liens. You deal with their judgments. You deal with their cutting the grass, mowing the lawn liens and all that stuff. It's wild, guys. Being a real estate agent is crazy. It's like you have to be everything and everyone. And you have to follow up with the lender, and you have to follow up with the inspector, and you have to follow up with the bank, and you have to follow up with the other agent and the buyers and the sellers. And My head's about to explode with all these follow-ups. What do you guys have to think? Like, isn't it stressful?
It's a lot, man.
It's a lot of follow-ups.
It's a lot to take in. It's wild. So I'm gonna grab my phone right now. You know, when I grab my phone, it's some good stuff. And I'm opening the Discord channel, which all of you guys should be in the Discord. Link is gonna be below.
They'll join.
And we have from people on the Discord channel asking us questions. So now we're asking you guys on the Discord questions, and we're gonna answer those questions for you on the YouTube podcast, and we're gonna say your name. So we got a lot of questions, so we're gonna do it like a fire. What do they call it? Fire chat or something like that.
Boom.
Where we just answer quick.
Okay.
And we're just all gonna pick up on what we feel like we can answer on. So, first question: Chavis, Houston, Texas. We know he's from Houston, Texas. Pretty cool.
And we know his name is Travis. Oh,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about. My bad, buddy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, you're not looking at the phone, so it's tough to even know. So you're good. It's Chavis or Chavis. Besides posting content on a daily basis, what other activities can you do to generate leads? So he's basically saying we're not going to post content online. What can you do to generate leads? My take would be that you need to find people or markets that you want to target and then go after them. For me in commercial real estate, if I find a certain street that I want to target and I want to get these listings for, I will just literally call all those shopping centers or call those office spaces or call those mechanic shops or whatever they are, cold call them. And I'll just be like, your space has been vacant for a while. What's going on with it? Is there any way I can help you? And then just go about that. Cold calling is scary. It's not something easy. It's like door knocking. But in commercial real estate, it's a lot easier, than residential, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you talk commercial, I would do that. You can still do that for residential. What do you guys think would generate, you know, or would help generate leads for Chavis, who doesn't want to do, for example, content on a daily basis?
I think what a lot of people don't talk about is you could do like a first-time homebuyer seminar, and you could do it in person or you could do it on Zoom. Just, you know, reach out to your social media stories or whatever. Be like, hey, if you're looking to buy a house, you know, I'm going to do this seminar and I'll kind of walk you through the whole process. I think that could be.
I think that's cool,
yeah.
And it's for free, of course.
Yeah.
And you just basically teach them on how to do it.
Just hop on Zoom or, you know, go meet up at the park or something. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think
you got anything you think, Brent, that they can do? I mean, open houses, would you say?
Open houses like every weekend if you can. Something I did was just literally text everyone in my phone in my contact list, and then also on Facebook too, because I have a lot of high school friends. I don't have their numbers anymore.
Nice.
Literally go through all of your Facebook friends.
You don't have all your high school friends' numbers?
I don't. We went to a big high school.
See, but I love that he's saying this because again, this is stuff you have to do when most people would be like, well, I don't want to text everyone. That's weird. Like they're going to think it's weird that I'm texting them. Sorry, you got to do it. Like if you want to make money, you have to do uncomfortable things. If it's going through your Facebook list, going through all your texts, like you got to do it.
And sometimes it's scary because you're like looking at your phone and you're like running out of numbers and you're like, I don't really know that many people, and you're kind of stuck. And you guys just have to get out there. You just have to you have to put yourself in positions and places and where somebody else is going to be there who can give you something somehow, some way. I'm a huge believer on working with a producing agent, assisting them, doing their open houses, doing their paperwork, doing their easy leases, opening the doors for them. That's your way into the business. You're going to learn from someone who's killing it, and also you're going to make some money as you're doing it, and they'll feed you the business. So hopefully that answers it for you. Chavez, Houston, Texas. All right, Isaiah. Oh, I like this one. So Isaiah says, what are 5 rules that you guys live by? So it's tough to say what we live by. It's kind of like you have to think of it on the fly. You guys think of it, if you guys just have like one thing that you live by. For me personally speaking, I live by being patient. I was very impatient when I was like younger, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. Always like,
Karam, how did you learn to become patient?
Realizing that I'm still young in the game. Nice. I just realized that I'm being too impatient. Like I'm wanting it too quick. Nice. Like what's my rush? Yeah. I make that extra buck and then what? Like, am I comparing with someone else? Am I trying to level up like someone else? Am I seeing somebody else doing something that I want to do? Why? Play your game and be patient. Yeah. And I took the patience game, guys, and it's just been blessing after blessing after blessing because every single thing came back to me when God knew it was the right time for me. Perfect. I don't know when it's the right time for me, right? So that's my one rule that I live by is being patient. Do you guys have a rule that you would live by?
Yeah, putting in the work.
Ooh.
It goes back to what we were talking about. Like people see all these TV shows, these real estate TV shows, like, oh, I'm going to get in the business and a $10 million listing is just going to fall in my lap. It doesn't work like that. Like in real estate, you have to put in years of work. before you can get a
Facts.
listing like that.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to put in the
100%.
work. Yeah.
I love that. And what about you, Brent?
Be man.
Mine's getting in your car and driving. You will not sell real estate.
Hold up. You coming in this fire, man. What
Come
is
on, man.
getting in your car and driving? I like this.
You will not sell real estate if you sit at home all day. You might be able to if you're well connected, but you need to learn areas. If you want to make an extra buck helping an agent with another showing, opening a door, drive there, wherever it is, and show people places. That's why they're in real estate and looking to buy. They want to see different places. And if you're always too busy or, oh, that's an hour away, maybe I just should ask another agent to do it for me, don't be afraid to drive.
Dropping gems.
I love
9 months in the business teaching y'all how to win.
I love that.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to drive. That's powerful.
That's good.
Even till this day, sometimes I'm afraid to drive. I'm like, I got to drive that. I got to bust that hour and a half drive. Like, what if it doesn't close? So we kind of revisit that. But guys, you never know. What if that hour and a half converted to something else? And at least you're learning the streets, you're learning the ways, you're learning something new.
Absolutely.
I love that. So essentially, do what he's saying, which also applies to yours, because working hard, that's working hard in turn, So I love how you said that. And then be patient for your money. So it's not the 5 rules that we live by.
But let's give him a couple more. So
Okay.
getting up early. That's a good one. That's one I live by.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? Someone, I post how I get up early. Like I'll post like the little 5 a.m. screenshot. And someone DM me on Instagram. They're like, but bro, why do you get up that early? There are no clients up that early. Like, why are you up that early? And that's like literally the point. Like, because no one's blowing up my phone. That's like time that I can set aside for myself to like collect my thoughts, get ready for the day. That's literally the whole point, is people aren't blowing me up at that time.
I'm gonna go
Once
ahead.
it's like 8 a.m., that's when like the floodgates open and everyone needs something.
But if you're already up, you're ready to answer their questions and take on the day if they need you.
But Ben, I have to touch on that.
Okay.
He is so right who asked him that question. Like, he's innocent. Like, he's just asking.
Oh no,
like,
I know. I'm
no. What I'm saying, no, you're right 100%. But I'm like when you think of it and you take a step back, Ben, you get some questions. You're like, did someone just really ask me that? But there's no such thing as a dumb question.
No.
But it's like, what if he actually means like, hey, why do you get up at 5? But people don't realize that you're preparing for when the floodgates open at 8 for all that business that's going to happen. Or the day before was so busy, you're waking up at 5 to clean up and to catch up and to get ready.
It gets crazy.
It's crazy.
So that's 4 things. Let's give him one more thing.
Okay.
Brent, Karam, y'all got a good one?
I live by being patient, and I live by giving free value and work.
Okay.
Free value and work I believe in strongly, because that's how I started my business. I helped guys sell cars for free. I helped people buy real estate for free when I wasn't an agent. I did a lot of free work, right? When you don't have much experience or much to put forth, whether, for example, you want to buy a piece of property that's for $2 million and you want 50-50 partnership, but you don't got $2 million, right? But you have the experience, the knowledge, etc., or you have the foot forth to put all the efforts into it, and someone has the money. You let them put the $2 million, you go in there and do free work, right? So you can gain the knowledge, so you can learn, so you can do good. That person who has the $2 million will start trusting you, will start hiring you, will start believing in you, even though you made no money and you didn't get your 50-50 that you were hoping to get. I gave a lot of free value, and that free value converted from a free piece of land to help someone buy, made no money on, to me becoming accidentally a real estate agent, to me being the agent who listed his 16,000 plus or minus square foot shopping center, to me doing with him about $30 million in business from a free value that I gave him.
Nice, man. Love
so
it.
I live by giving people free value, and this is essentially in the start of your life, when you're trying to get into the game and trying to level up. As you get more busy and stuff, it's a lot tougher to give free. But even till today, if I got a stuff like, I have a client who called me, I kid you not, he said, Karam, there's nobody else who can sell this car like you. And I'm like, what? Like, I used to sell his cars and I'm like $300 per car I sell him. That was 15, 16. He had like 10, 20, 30. And I was slaying them. I was Honda Civic. I was pulling up in the Lincoln Navigator, all that. And I was letting it go. And he calls me, I'm not kidding you, yesterday. He goes, I have a car. It's worth about $30,000. It's salvage title. It's giving me a headache, but it's a mint car. It's 2018, 2019. And I was like, just list it online or put it with a dealer. He goes, no one can sell it like you. Can you please do me this favor? I've done business with him in real estate of about $5 million. So I was like, I am not kidding you. I'm letting down today people who call me where I can make 5, 10, 15 grand in commissions if I feel like it's just too much extra work on me. So I'm not even probably going to take commission from him. I'm just going to do it as a favor.
Slang another car
back, just getting me in memory lane, but I'm still going to actually do it for him for free. I told him, send me pictures and I'll take care of it.
Car market is crazy right now too.
That's truth as well. So I was like, let me help him out and do that. So even till today, where I can get free value. So that was 5 stuff for Isaiah, right?
Nice.
Isaiah, I think that he likes us a lot more now because we gave him that. That was
yeah.
nice.
You were trying to.
I was trying to give him 3.
Shortchange him, man. You're trying to give him 3. I said,
oh man, watch the next person be like 15, and Ben's gonna give it to them.
Yeah.
All right, look at this.
Come up with 15.
Ooh, Blake Habian. I hope I said that name right, but I'm sorry if I didn't. But it's Blake. Tips for a new real estate agent adapting to doing business in a new location. Thanks for the consistent content, guys. That's a tough one. So you're in a new location trying to do business. You really don't know anybody, and he's trying to get business. I think you just have to be connected with the community. Like I would right now, if you came to Dallas, you don't live here, you came to Dallas, you go on Facebook, Dallas Fort Worth Real Estate Investment Group, 48 or 50,000 members in there. Everybody's in there who you need to be connected with. There's investors in there, contractors in there, and so forth. Get yourself into that group. Every month there's a real estate meetup group in DFW specifically. Get in that group. Talk to title companies, talk to people who are in the business, join a brokerage that's very active, that hosts things that help you and help the team grow.
Nice.
I think that's what I would say is kind of get your foot in the game into the area that you're in.
I love that.
That's what I would say for you, Blake. What do you guys think? Is that a go for the next question?
I'll touch on that a little bit more. Open houses too. Because you're literally meeting a revolving door of people that live in the area.
True.
Yeah.
True. Facts.
Yeah.
Should you do
Bang
open
those
houses to the $2 million house or any house?
Any house.
Any
People get
house.
picked up
Any
and they're
house.
like, oh, I want to do the $2 million because I look better.
Yeah. No.
Any house.
Any house. Literally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any house, guys. Go to the 200K home, the
Because
50K
if
home.
you go to the 300K house, you're more likely to pick up a buyer client than the $2 million house because there's just a bigger buyer pool.
Yeah, people who have $2 million essentially have been in the game and done so much other deals that kind of got that person, usually speaking. I had a property I went to that was for $2.5 million as a house, and I was touring it with my wife, just walking around it. And a family came in with no agent. I don't even know how they got access in there. And
Did you leave it unlocked?
Probably, but I
Yeah.
was still in the house. I mean, I didn't lock it, but
Okay.
they actually just came in the house. They were from Seattle. I converted them to a client.
Wow.
It wasn't even an open house or anything.
Wow.
It's
I'll kid
amazing.
you not. This
Yeah.
was in Frisco. It was hilarious. And actually, my wife nudged me. She's like, go talk to them. Go
Yeah.
talk to them. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to them. She's like, go talk to
She
them.
made you some money.
Yeah,
She
she's like, go
knows.
talk. I was like, I don't want to. Like, I don't like being that pushy person. I just like it to flow. And it just flowed from there. IT guy who was moving from Seattle and just in the area. It's crazy. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So that stuff happens. Okay. Austin Jet, when you were in your first year of real estate, what were you successful? What ways were successful for you to lead generate?
Yeah, let's get Brent to.
First year for Brent. First year to lead generate. So you basically have no business and you want to lead generate. I know you touched on texting everybody in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said your brother helped you get a lease. He referred you. Let's assume that they have family, they have brothers, sisters, parents, etc. What would you emphasize for them to do?
I think what helped me was consistent social media. I mean, I was pretty quiet on social media before I got into real estate.
Social media.
Nice.
Just because, like, I wasn't posting about my work. I was posting about all personal stuff. And so
Yeah.
I think once I converted to real estate, I started to show people that I work all price points. I'm working 24/7. I think just giving people value and showing lots of different things, because and we were just talking about this before the podcast, but reels on TikTok and Instagram have blown up for the real estate world.
Yep.
And so the more people see something, the more they realize what they want.
Wow.
And I just realized that with social media, that, you know, as long as you're consistent and constantly posting, you're going to create value for somebody. And as long as you
Game
constantly
changer.
Yeah,
remind
yeah,
people
facts.
what you do and continue that presence, they might forget about you for 2 months, but then when they start looking to buy, they're like, oh, wait, he just posted another house today. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, he's in real estate.
Boom.
I love that. 100%. I love that. Look at this. I think that do what he's saying for social media, hammer that heavy, simultaneously be under a producing agent, do open houses, go to events, connect with people, all of that will touch into one another.
There are so many things to do, and if you're running out of things to do, you're making up excuses because there's literally a million ways to generate business.
Nice.
You're just being lazy.
The marketing's worth the money because you're marketing yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
I love it. Austin, I hope that helps you for your first year. If you're in your first year, I hope that helps you. All right. Then we have now Marcus Vascones.
Nice.
Hope I said that good. What qualities do you look for when choosing to partner with a lender? How should a lender approach realtors to form a partnership? So, what qualities do you look for when choosing to partner with a lender? The second question doesn't relate to us because we're not approaching as a lender for a partnership. So, when you guys like work with your lenders, do you guys have a relationship with them where you go out to eat, you hang, you talk, you chat? There's more personable relationship there. Is that how it is for y'all?
I just saved myself from sneezing. But anyways, I was about to sneeze all over. My lending partner, I've used him my entire time being in real estate.
So you're loyal.
Loyal. Yeah, we got connected through the brokerage. But the
Nice.
reason why I like him is because he doesn't work 9 to 5. Once it's 5 p.m., like, I'm done. In real estate, your clients are asking you questions around the clock. They're asking you questions at 9 p.m. You need a lender that's still working at 9 p.m. so you can get the answer to their questions real quick.
Nice.
That's so important. With title, too, he didn't ask about title, but you need a good title rep that works around the clock as well because there are so many questions that your clients are going to have, and like you need to answer them in a timely manner. If you're working with some like Wells Fargo lender, you know what I mean, who's clocking out at 5, you may lose a deal if you don't get something answered quickly.
I think more than you may. I think you will. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, dude, it's
very, very
super
true.
important. So that's what I look for. They work around the clock.
You need a lender too that pre-approves quickly and efficiently because, like Ben said, it's a quick market. So if you see a place on Saturday and you don't have that full pre-approval yet, or you have a question about, hey, we're pre-approved for 400, can we make 425 work? And you need to get that updated. A good lender's working on the weekend and can get you processed quickly.
Yeah, you said that word, pre-approved quickly and efficiently. How many false pre-approvals are we seeing in today's market where you don't actually qualify, yet they do it because they're trying to do it quick, and then the deal just dies?
It's not good.
You got to make sure that the lender has a relationship with you where they're scared to make your deals die. Because if Ben left that lender, what's going to happen? He's going to lose a lot of business. So he's scared to make Ben not close a deal, and therefore they'll make sure that they perform. That was real good. So I hope you liked that answer, Marcus. Yeah, it was a really good question. Very nice. Alessandro Caballos. Oh, this is a good one. So we have from him saying tips to win listing appointments. I got some good tips for you. Okay, so he wants to win a listing appointment, right? He wants to make sure he wins it. Go in confident. Go in with comps. Go in with paperwork. Go in knowing the area, the streets, the market. Go in suited and booted. Go in early and look fresh. Not too early, but early. And go in with a winner's mentality.
Yeah. I'll touch on that.
That's what I
especially
think.
being early. So say the listing appointment is at 1 p.m. I'll be there at 12:55.
Nice.
So I'll be there early. Obviously dress the part.
Yep.
I'm always suited for listing appointments. That's very important. Obviously comps, stuff like that.
Go in prepared. Because when you go in prepared, you gain confidence yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have you ever been to a listing appointment that you don't really know much about what's going on? You kind of feel that you're not that confident. Go in prepared, and that's how you'll do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a... You have anything to touch on, Brent, or we should go to the next one?
I would just say know the bottom line for the seller too. A lot of people are always concerned about that. With
this guy's good. That was a good
why
one.
you think he's on my team, man?
That's a good one.
Sellers
Know the
are
bottom
concerned
line. I like
paying
that.
commissions,
Yeah.
and so they want to know, okay, what bottom line profit am I going to make after commissions based on what I bought the house for versus what you want me to sell it for now.
Got it. Nice. I love that. Very nice. Roger Fuentes. Oh, I said that so smooth. How did you connect with your first high-end / luxury client? How did the experience go? Boom. Give us it.
Twitter is how I got my first big deal. I was super nervous for it. I talked about this story before, but yeah, I was extremely nervous for it, literally to the point where I was slapping myself in the face as they were walking up to the house. They didn't see me doing that, thank God. But that's how it happened. I got it from Twitter. I was nervous, but I made it happen, and yeah, man, it was awesome.
I love it.
It was
That's beautiful.
The start of the awesome career.
It was the start of you like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is happening. That's very nice. CLZDA. That's what's a little bit tough, so I'm going to have to say it like that.
Silsda.
Pretty good. And then they say their name at the end, Alejandro Calzada. What's something you wish you could tell your younger self when starting off in real estate? Ben, you're 18 years old. Baby face, no beard. Brent, you're 18 years old with a beard. Karam, you're 18 years old of like ultimate baby face with no beard or with peach fuzz. I would tell myself that this is going to change my life if I stay the course.
That's good. That's probably what I would say too.
That's what I would tell myself.
Yeah, it's the long game.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, real estate is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a get rich slow scheme.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's powerful.
Yeah.
I have old people, 60, 70 years old, who I talk to. Random people. What do you do? I'm in real estate. 18, 19 years old, and I was talking to them. I was telling them that. Stick with it, son. I'm not kidding you.
Like you're talking to your grandpa.
That's literally
Stick
what
with
they...
it. Jimmy boy.
That is literally what they would tell me. Stick with it. And I'm like, every time I walk up, like, they keep telling me, stick with it. I'm making no money. I'm not even doing that
So
good.
true, though.
They don't even know what they're
We're
talking.
having fun, but that's honestly so true.
Stick with it, son. And then they're like, I wish that I was in real estate at your age, because when the clock spins, 99% of people end up, they say the wealthy gets wealthy through real estate, ends up in real estate if there's someone who's smart, whether it's one house or just two, even a second as an investment. And then they realize, I wish I got into it earlier, because they see the cash flow, they see the money. So stick with it. That gave me goosebumps. I can't, like, it was like I'm 18 yesterday. I mean, I'm not that much older than 18, but it's like it was yesterday.
You're 19. So yeah, Brent, do you want to add to that? Or did he pretty much knocked it out of the park?
No, you both did. I would just say you have no idea the difference you're going to make in the lives that you're going to change.
Nice.
I'm still telling myself that, because I still don't grasp the purchase that this is for people, and how big of a deal this is for them. And it is. It's one of the biggest purchases of their lives, and they need someone there to hold their hand and help them. And I've done that. We've done that together through so many different special people already, and you just have no idea the difference that you make working in real estate.
Isn't he so great?
He's the
best,
seriously,
dude.
Brent.
He's the best.
Don't leave with a balloon head, but it's impressive.
Yeah.
How tight do you hold their hand when you're guiding them through the process?
It just depends on the client.
That was a joke, by the way.
No,
that wasn't a funny joke.
No, he. But
that was a good answer. It was just depends.
Yeah, he makes sure all the bases are covered.
And I like that.
Each client's different.
Who the person who asked us that was Alejandro Calzada, and I'm gonna have to give you a shout out. My answer that I gave me goosebumps, threw me in memory lane, and thank you so much for that question. We appreciate all y'all's questions, but every one of us will have a question that hits. That one hit me to my heart. Wow.
Aww.
That was so sweet of you. That's awesome. Okay, last question. Are y'all ready?
All right.
This one, okay, right here. No, I'm going to use this one. Okay. We have Nadea. What's a way to get your name out when you have a small following and a small circle? Now, this question is a really good question, which we somewhat touched on with other answers. If your name is small and you know nobody, get to know somebody. Sounds pretty dumb when you don't know anybody. Get to know somebody. I worked in Starbucks in the same chair, the same Starbucks for multiple months. Someone asked a question, another person asked a question, another person asked a question, to where the general manager started to bring my drink to my table for free every time I would get in there. Right?
Yeah.
That same general manager found out I'm in real estate. You're my guy when I want to buy a house.
No.
That's just how it was.
No.
So that's a simple and small answer to get out there and touch base anywhere.
No.
I don't care where. Get out there and put yourself out there. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Everyone starts off small. No one starts off like all the way up here when they're born. You know what I mean? Everyone starts off small. You got to get yourself out there, like you just said. You gotta push your name. Whenever you have a success, and I'm big on this, I scream it from the rooftops. I let everyone know what I'm doing. Let everyone know how awesome I am. Sorry to like give myself an airhead, but like literally, you have to get yourself out there. You know what I mean?
If you're not gonna hype yourself up, who will?
Who will? Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Who will?
You have to be your biggest fan.
100%.
You got to do
when
it
you
all,
look
man.
at yourself in the mirror, you just gotta believe in this is I'm a machine and I'm gonna do good and I'm gonna perform. Yeah. And to leave it off for everybody, this is my take, and I'm sure everyone and many who's watching can relate. In life, it's not always about work, but it's try to find a balance. Try to find a balance with your family. Try to find a balance with God. Try to find a balance with business. And understand that what's meant for you, so long as you put in the work, is going to come for you.
Love it.
Right? I'm a firm believer in, if I'm working hard for something, it'll eventually come. I do not believe that hard work will ever be forgotten. I always know that it'll come back. You are a golden answer to that. You put in hard work, you get results. You are a golden answer to that. You put in hard work, you get results. And I personally know myself as well, where I put hard work, I know I get results. And when I lack, I don't get the results.
And one more thing to add on to that.
Yeah.
What's really important is controlling what you can control. Control what you can control. Let everything else fall into place. Super important.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love all the podcasts.
Yeah.
This had to have been my favorite one.
Nice.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
Brent,
B-Man.
Love it.
Good stuff, Ben. That was
K-Man.
I think like, so when I get like goosebumps, or I don't like, not emotional or anything, but like my eyes tear up. They're not crying or
Aw.
anything, just so y'all know.
Yeah.
But this has been my favorite podcast. It was so deep. It was so real. Brent, you took me down memory lane. The questions on the Discord were phenomenal. The discussions we're having with each other, it's as if there's not even a camera rolling.
Yeah.
I swear. And this one specifically, if you notice, I don't have my laptop, which there's kind of no prep or kind of no guideline, at least. At least I put like highlights, what to touch on. This is just us chatting. You know what I'm saying? Getting to know more how Brent's winning and what he's doing. Getting to know more about things that you do. Getting to know more about myself with just answering what it is that comes our way. That's fire.
Yeah. The three of us are going to do amazing things.
I love it. And guess what? I guess what's even crazier? The three of us are going to do amazing things, and everyone who's in our circle, who's around us, who watches the channel, we're going to do our absolute best to also make sure that they're going to do amazing things. And 2022 is going to be y'all's biggest year and most successful year of your lives. Anything that Brent, Karam, and Ben can do, those on Spotify who can't see us and those on YouTube, let us know how we can help. If Ben's too busy, I'll nudge him to make sure he can help you. If Brent's too busy, I'll nudge him to make sure he can help you. We'll all give what we can give. Guys, thank you all so much for watching this. I want you to make sure that you join the Discord if you feel like we're giving you value on here. If you don't feel that, it's cool. But if you do, please join that, because we would love to connect with you over there. Most importantly, those on Spotify, thank you for tuning in there. Those who are watching on YouTube, hit the free like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and share this. Yeah. Brent, your little brother who's about to become an agent, share this with him. Give him that value. Let him see what it is to become a real estate agent and to perform. And for right now, guys, we got 3 people with you. We got me, Ben, and Brent. All of us. Yeah. We're out.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. Good stuff, guys.
Hey.
Podcast number 7.
I got it.